We would like to thank you for the opportunity to analyze the Footskins case across their current distribution network and allow us to give you suggestions as to their future. My name is Paige Strubeck, and I'm a senior at Georgia Southern.
My name is Quentin Winborn, and I'm also a senior.
Hi, my name is Sinisa Mejia, and I'm also a senior as well.
Upon reading the case the first few times as a group, the answer felt so clear to us that we felt like we didn't need to run the numbers, almost. But of course we ran the numbers. The passion the Noyen family displays for creating a great product that meets the needs of their customers is evident. And frankly, their desire to maintain control of the brand that they built from the ground up does weigh into our recommendations today. The Noyen siblings clearly see Footskins as a long-term plan, going as far as to adding to their education to better direct and manage the future of this company. They're in it for the long haul, and saying that, we would like to formally recommend that Footskins retains the California facility at its current capacity and start by adding New Jersey as a distribution center. To frame our analysis and guide our thinking process, we took into account customer responsiveness to the amount of shipping days as a driver for growth. We also took into account the current owners retaining their brand identity and control as a high-end niche product. And of course, cost efficiency, because at the end of the day, this is a family-run business and profits need to be considered. Off the top, we realized that the shipping cost of a distribution to fulfill orders for both Hawaii and Alaska were greater than the actual profit of the average order to those states. So we removed them from our scenarios and recommend that Footskins develop a relationship with a network of retailers. We will speak more to this later. To capture and convert orders of the demand that theoretically exists, we strove to minimize shipping days, concentrating on a 1 to 2 day shipping timeframe. And after conducting the 10 different scenarios that the Family Brain Trust laid out for us, we believe that adding New Jersey is the best option for them to immediately pursue. Then, depending on the rate of growth, we would suggest a phased approach to opening up a DC in both Chicago and then later Savannah. Danessa, can you help me go through the numbers for our current situation?
So currently, with Footskin current distribution center, they sold 1.7 million units with a revenue of 42 million as given in the case, and a product cost of 22.2 million, which gives us a product margin of 19.7 million and a total logistics cost of 12.4, which gives us a net operating income of 7.2 million.
Our current structure allows us to meet about 10% of the states in that 1 to 2 day time frame. And yes, we are maintaining control of our brand identity, but our flexibility leaves something to be desired. We are only importing product through one port, and any disruption to that one port would affect our entire supply chain. Our corporate philosophy of meeting our growth potential has hit the limit. Our current facility has maxed out, and you can only stand to gain from restructuring. Next, we're going to go through the numbers if we were to do the LA expansion.
So with the LA expansion, with 100% growth, our revenue will be 59.4 million, with a product cost of 31.6, which gives us a product margin of 27.8 million and a total logistics cost of 15.2, which gives us a net operating income of 12.5.
Again, we're only able to capture 10% of the states at that 1 to 2 time frame. We are retaining our marketing and brand identity. We're still not as flexible as we could be. And this time, our corporate philosophy of meeting demand in 1 to 2 day time frame is the main hindrance. We will never be able to exceed that 10% of states in the 1 to 2 day time frame if we were to stay in LA. And we'll go through the distribution centers.
Thank you. So when we look at the 4 distribution center option, capturing 100% growth, we have 66.5 million in revenue, 34.6 million in product costs, and that leaves us with 31.9 million in our product margin. When we add together the warehouse, storage, ocean transport, labor pick fees, and shipping, this gives us a total logistics cost of 23 million. is 8.9 million. And when we look at the shipping days, we are able to meet all but 7 states in our 2 days or less. This meets our brand identity and our marketing goals. This meets resiliency and our flexibility goals, and it meets our corporate philosophy. When we look at the options with 3 distribution centers, again, revenue, product cost, and product margin are going to stay the same. Our warehouse costs, ocean transport, labor pick fees, shipping are all going to change and vary, and we're going to meet those discount rates when we ship more than 50,000 units per month. This brings our total logistics cost to $21.7 million, $21.8 million, and $21.5 million respectively. Our net operating income is then $10.1 million, $10.1 million, and $10.4 million. We do meet most of our shipping days being 2 or less in all the options, with the LA, Chicago, and New Jersey option being the best. We maintain that brand identity. We are very flexible and resilient. We have more import options, and this also meets our corporate philosophy. When we look at the 2 distribution center options, again, our revenue, product costs, and product margins are going to stay the same. When we go through the total logistics cost, we're meeting discounts again, and this is going to bring our total logistics cost to 21.9, 22.1, and 21.7 million. This brings our net operating income to 9.9, 9.8, and 10.1 million. Same options with the shipment days. We're meeting most of our 2 days or less. Our brand identity is still maintained. We're flexible and resilient, having multiple import options, and we're maintaining that corporate philosophy. When we look at WebNet, capturing 100% of the growth, again, revenue, product cost, and product margin are staying the same, and then our total costs being 20% on average of the cost before are 17.5 million. This brings our net operating income to 14.3 million, but we do not maintain our brand identity. It is very resilient due to WebNet's many distribution centers, and again, it doesn't meet our corporate philosophy, even though the shipping days are, again, less than 2.
So in summary, we focused on fulfilling customer service responsiveness times by capturing demand that was lost due to longer shipping times, specifically focusing on the 1 to 2 days, retaining control of the brand identity through controlling the distribution, and then allowing growth to happen at a manageable and sustainable pace. Again, which is why we suggest California and New Jersey before you open up to other distribution centers. Our flexibility and resilience is highest with the California and WebNet options, but WebNet doesn't allow us to maintain our brand identity. And speaking of resilience, we had a couple more thoughts to suggest. Hawaii and Alaska obviously have demand. We would heavily suggest that Footskins develops wholesale relationships with either private retailers or with a larger brand, say a Bass Pro Shop, to serve those 2 markets. Texas had a lot of growth potential. However, none of our current options allowed us to get product there into the 1 to 2 day time frame. So if there was an option that were to come up in the future, Texas would be a great idea. You could also import cotton from India right next to Vietnam, as opposed to shipping it across the ocean, reducing cost for the product. The other idea would be to onshore some of your production to High Point, North Carolina, which is the knit capital of the United States. There are already factories there that are producing socks for both men and women, and have quite a few different brands that are being put out at these facilities. Again, thank you so much for allowing me to analyze this case. My name is Paige.
My name is Quentin.
My name is Denisa.